Hi, this is Scott, aka ZZ Edmonds on the forums. This is my 08 Kingpin Tour, and I'm going through a little bit of a project here in replacing the ignition switch harness and installing a relocation panel on the left-hand side. The whole motivation for this project is installing a horn in the placement where the ignition switch used to be. So as you can see, I've removed my seat and I have removed the cheese wedge on the ignition switch bracket. Now, Witchdoctors supplies a extension harness, so you don't have to do any wiring modifications. It's completely plug and play. It allows you to plug into the pigtail harness between the cylinders and then relocate the ignition switch towards the back, mounting to the battery box. Here, I'll try to zoom in a little bit closer. And I've got the components pulled out of the battery box, the battery, the starter, solenoid, and all that stuff has been pulled away. But the ignition switch has been extended with the adapter harness, and next I'm going to go ahead and install the bracket on the battery box area here, as you see. Well, next is a shot of the relocation bracket, and you see the hole for the ignition switch and the bolt hole that secures the housing. And on the right hand side there are two slots that line up with the existing studs where the starter solenoid mounts. Now I'm going to spin this around, and one of the things that you'll notice is that this is a little bit stepped in terms of how the edges go on this thing. Now, Witchdoctors did not supply it cut out like that, but I found that to do the installation, I had to grind that to get proper clearance for the electrical harness, as well as the metal part of the it's a little metal tray that's welded to the frame that secures the battery box. There just wasn't sufficient clearance for that. So, not a big deal, but took a saber saw and a file and trusted can of spray paint and touched it up a little bit, so shouldn't have any rust issues, and that should be able to bolt up right in place now. Well, here we are. The ignition switch and the relocation plate is installed. I'll have to say that it's not necessarily what I would call a plug and play. Had to do a lot of modification to the bracket to get it to fit, and then I needed a little mini hands to be able to get in there and tighten the bolts to get this little bugger all attached properly. But finally done. A few scraped knuckles, and that part's finished. Now I've removed the bracket for the stock ignition switch and unbolted it from the coil. And I'm going to do a little mod on the bracket to accommodate the mounting for the mini beast Airhorn. So I'll be back with that shortly. Well, here's the stock bracket on the bench, and I've got it all marked and ready to go. And I'm going to get ready to cut that little bugger up and modify it for mounting the mini beast Airhorn. Well, it's down the home stretch, and I've got the bracket all cut, and the top part of the bracket's been bent already in a 90-degree, and that will accommodate the mount for the horn. So tie up the wiring here, and plug in and bolt it up, and we'll be done. Well, here it is, all finished finally. The location bracket for the ignition from Witchdoctors and mini beast Airhorn. And let's get into it and actually give a listen to how loud she is. My dad's plenty about it. Thanks a lot, and if you attempt to try this, give it a good try. I think that my general impression is that the horn itself is very easy to install. It's just a matter of connecting to the existing horn wiring and installing the horn relay under the seat. The location bracket for the ignition, however, that was a little bit of a sore spot for me, given the fact that they had to modify the bracket to get it to fit, number one, and number two, the starter solenoid or starter relay that it connects to on the side of the battery box. The bolts are extremely hard to get reattached, but finally conquered that, Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.